ask you about your visit to this hair salon in San Francisco on Monday. It's been quite controversial, and I understand that it was not your first time getting your hair done inside that salon. Can you say how many times?
No, I've been there over the years. I've been there many times. I appreciate the question, and let me just say this. I take responsibility for trusting the word of a neighborhood salon that I've been to over the years many times, and that when they said, well, we're able to accommodate people one person at a time, and that we can set up that time, I trusted that. As it turns out, it was a setup. So I take responsibility for falling for the setup. And that's all I'm going to say on that.
Do you think you owe the service industry an apology? I just spoke to a San Francisco barber who's a fan of yours. He supports you, but he thinks you owe the service industry an apology.
Well, I don't. I think that that this salon owes me an apology for setting up. But I will say this, in fairness to him, and in sympathetic to him, we have to get our country moving again. And I will not let this subject take away from the fact that we have 180,000 plus people who have died from this virus. Since we passed the bill, more than half of those people have died since we passed the legislation. 4.6 million, I know, 4.6 million have become infected since we passed the legislation. And there are answers. There are scientific answers for this. 96,000 people have died since we passed the HEROES Act. So they want to jump on this. I think it's really important for us to pass the bill so in a scientific way we can address the virus and we can bring people back to work. I have been inundated by people who are in the hair service industry saying, thank you for calling attention to this. We need to get back to work. We need to get back to work. And many of them annoyed at the setup that was there for a purpose that has nothing to do with ending the crisis. Any other questions?
It's my understanding that you reached out to the salon to set up an appointment, but how was it set up?
That's all I'm going to do.
Can you explain how it was set up?
Do you have any questions about the fact that people are dying?
You know,
the schools need to open and the rest. I feel that your question and your question are an opportunity.
No,
and I thank
Speaker
you for
Pelosi,
that.
I think
an opportunity to say they should. There's more to this that I'm not going into as to the motivation of a salon to say to me, yes, come in, and then they go from there. It was clearly a setup. I take responsibility fully for a setup by a neighborhood salon that I've gone to for years. And that's really what it is. So again, I think we should use it as an opportunity to say there's so many people. I don't know where you all get your hair cut or whatever it is, but we have a wealth of people who are engaged in these services. And again, the state and the city, depending on the incidence of infection in those areas, decide how they will function. If the salon is saying that we're able to do this right, and they're not, then they should not have said that, and they should not have been open for me to go there. But we trusted a neighborhood salon that I've been to for years.